Okay, students, I'm going to attempt to make a quick video tutorial to help you with some of the aviary issues. As you can see here, I have my Google Docs open, and if you look over in my collections, I have a new collection called Aviary Files, which is where your file goes when you actually save it. So if I click on that, I will see two that I have tested out. One was just a short snippet, and then this one was an actual poetry movie audio file I was pretending to make. So if I click on that, some of you might have seen this if you've ever worked with Aviary. You get this weird Google document to open that's got an actual egg on it. But when you click on this link, this URL pops up. So I click on that, and then it actually redirects and opens up the Aviary that you were working in before. Maybe some of you already did this and saw what I'm going to see here shortly. And at first you might panic and go, where in the world is my presentation? It's loading right now. And even after it loads, you may not see it down here on the tracks. Don't panic. Up here at the top, you can see it's got all of your tracks on there. Sometimes what happens is this little green thing is clear over here and it's not showing everything, but you can see the colors up here for what I've been using to make this. And I've already got the tracks pretty much the way I want them, and I'm ready to mix down. But just to show you, this first track was me reading. Basically, I took one of your presentations and just read the slide, and it's information on Gwendolyn Bennett. So that's what's in track 1. And then in track 2 is the audio portion for that. And all I did was go down to the library and click on I agree to show the quantum tracks. And there are so many to pick from. I went into styles, and then I think I went atmosphere. And then there's a ton of atmosphere ones, but there's also some other ones you could test out. But like say you go into atmosphere and you want despondent, if someone's despondent, it means like they're sort of in a daze and not paying attention to you. Or maybe you want contemplating, meaning they're really thoughtful. Some of them may not pop up right away. Sometimes it takes a little while. So they should be popping up over here. There you go. And so then you can just click on it and say, okay, that's what it sounds like. Okay, yeah, I want that. And you literally just drag it up here. If I wanted this one, oops, I'm trying to get it there. You drag it up. When you get the plus sign, you just drop it where you want it. And then you go, okay, well, that can't be on the same track because you can only control the sound on one at a time. But if this was the only one on there, you can actually make it as long as you needed it or as short as you needed it just by simply dragging it. If you decide you want to make a copy of it, you could make a copy, but you can actually just make it as long as you need as well. If you don't want it there and you change your mind, you can just hit delete and get rid of it, which is what I did. Okay, so that's what I have here is the second track below. This is the narration, and then the track below is the music portion for it. And you can see that this is high volume for me reading, and then low volume is the track that corresponds with it, the background music. And you can see that every time. Here's the poem, me reading the poem off the slide, and then here is the track below. Track 4. This is the poetic devices, and then the track below is the music. This is the interpretation, and below that is the music for it. So basically I have 4 narrations and 4 audio tracks, and you can see them all there, right? And they're spread out. And then it's already been saved, so I'm just going to say mix down because it's the way I want it after you've gotten it and you've listened to it a couple times. I'm going to cancel though, because I want to listen to it one more time just to show you. You can move this wherever you want to listen to whatever portion. But
Gwendolyn Bennett was born in Giddings, Texas. She was a very versatile artist, graphic design, writing, illustration.
okay, so you can hear me and there's some background music. Then the music changes to fit the mood of the poem.
Solemnly as pines are sober when they stand etched against the sky. It's filled with a tone of serious, yet she does it in a playful way, as in, hating you shall be a game played with cool,
Alright, and then
prejudice and tolerance. It shows a different side
interpretation.
It's not a roaring kind of hate like you typically see.
Alright, I'm just hitting the space bar to start and stop that wherever I I just hit the space bar, start and stop. Okay, so it's the way I want it. All those tracks are there. The other thing you would probably have is introduction and then your rolling credits at the end. Maybe you would leave a little bit of space for some transitions in your presentation, but that's really all there is to it. And I made this in literally a couple of minutes. After I recorded my narrations, I just dropped them onto the odd tracks, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, and 7, and then I put the audio tracks to correspond with each one on 2, 4, 6, and 8. And then I mix it down, and it's going to say, hey, what format do you want to save it in? Takes a little while depending on how big your file is, but fairly fast. Hoping at school it will be equally as fast. It says 30 seconds here, so